there is only one Indigenous broadcaster championing the cause for the restoration of Biafra. Biafra Human Rights Radio. Of course, unstoppable and remains the beacon of truth. It has been so since yesterday, is today and forever.
Respect to the Most High. Yeah. Biafra, the rising sun. Can you hear me now?
Everywhere in the world, Biafrans are fighting for freedom. Freedom, yeah. Biafrans, we know what we want. Biafrans, we know what we need. All we want is Biafra. All we need is Biafra. Our leader have tell us the truth. Now we know who we are. Osaflan is killing Biafra. Yoruba is looking for 10%. The world are keeping silent. They are killing our people.
No more one Nigeria. The amalgamation is over. All we need is Biafra.
I'm not saying this because I'm a Biafra, but I'm thinking of the life we lose every time that cause killing innocent people, yeah, raping our women, yeah. Who doesn't know about the 10%? Who doesn't know about the oil well? Osaflan is killing Biafra. Yoruba is looking for 10%. The world are keeping silent. All we want is Biafra. We want to go home. Biafra.
Biafra, land of the rising sun. Bumbo clan. There was good and evil and we chose good.
Yenegwa is calling Biafra. Anani saying Biafra. Ogoja is saying Biafra. Yenegwa is saying Biafra. Urobo is saying Biafra. Shekiri is saying Biafra. We want to go home. We want a freedom. We want to go home.
Tropical mix. Biafra, the rising sun.
Yes, once again, fellow Biafrans, lovers of freedom, men and women of goodwill, people of conscience around the world, I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and to some of you, good night, depending on your time zone. This is Radio Biafra Extra, and we are streaming live through Biafra Human Right and Freedom Radio Station. Biafra Human Right and Freedom Radio Station is being anchored by Diokpa Uche Okafo-Mefo, who is from Abatete in Anambra State. The man who has simply assured us that he will not allow the heart of this project to see corruption. This is one word I do not expect everyone to understand the mindset behind it. But of course, as matters are, people are beginning to understand. He's the one who assured us. He said, I will not allow the heart of this project to see corruption. Indeed, we have seen corruption in high places. Until this very moment, it beats my imagination. How a woman will give birth to a child, and then the next seconds, she turns that child into a pepper soup. I still cannot comprehend the mindset behind it. And so I would not expect you to understand the truth behind everything we are doing. But the point is that it's just a matter of time. I am George ONYIBE, and I hail from Agbo and Yoma province in Delta State. And I can assure you every piece of land, in Delta State is Biafra land. I want to use this opportunity to acknowledge members of the de facto customary government, those who understand the need why truth must lead, those who understand the essence of all stakeholders being on board, those who understand that in the absence of law, rules and regulation, we are savages, those who against all odds stand to sacrifice their time, their resources, their talent, even their comfort, to ensure that the image of Biafra is not dented beyond repair. I acknowledge members of the Biafra Nation Alliance, people who have a glimpse of the truth, people who love Biafra dearly, but instead of them to run because of evil and bloody men, cannibals everywhere, they stood their ground against all odds. We still receive threats day and night, but then you choose to walk on the path of righteousness. And I'll tell you, your actions this day, like I always say, will be recorded in the sand of eternity. And your words, your name, your actions, your deed will be on the lips of endless generation of Biafra. For it shall last beyond the pyramids of Egypt. You have done noble. From the administrators to the board of trustees, to the implementation committee, to the parliamentarian, to the advisory body, all of you are highly appreciated. Every member, we understand what is at stake. If we pull back, the image of Biafra will be dented, that nobody will associate with that name in the nearest future. You can see them rolling out their equipment. You can see them rolling out their equipment. Igodo migodo, Idu Igbo, Idu Hausa, Idu Yoruba, Idu Niger Delta, Idu Ijo, Idu Urubu Shekiri. And then we will come out from there, and then we have other name: Niger Delta, Lower Delta, Upland, Riverline, Bottom Line, different name, and of course including Biafra. We're coming from a very distant land. Our history is such a complicated one, but the name have no role to play except to guide us when it comes to spiritual command. And the name we bear has a lot to speak. I stand with Biafra anytime, any day. Because men, real men, start defending a nation when Upigo suggested that name. And those of you who are enlightened enough, when Ojukwu pulled out of Nigeria, try to find out, what did he call Nigeria? What did he call the new nation that emerged? Because if Upigo suggested that they use the name Biafra, which means Ojukwu had another name with his comrade. They had another name in mind that they were using. Or was it a nameless nation? We know the truth, but we want to stand by those truths that matters. It is not because we can see anything, we have freedom of speech, then we see everything. And those who are listening to me must understand that most broadcast you hear is targeted at denting the image of Biafra. And then the sacrifice of those who died would have died for nothing. Before the arrest of Nnamdi Kanu, the criminal, he assured us that he will destroy Biafra. But of course, we play a game of indulgence, living a life of deceit. And so what do? We just want to pretend we are good, and then no wonder the Bible says the Antichrist will come in peace, and in peace he shall destroy many. They keep on manifesting themselves as angels of light, but indeed they rule the darkness. This having been said, you stood your ground. They will understand what you are here to do. Everything that we are, everything that we will be, everything that we shall be, remove Biafra, that is the end of it. People has labored to bring that name up. But of course, for the sake of posterity, everybody need to do what they got to do. For the sake of record purposes, everybody must pay attention to the truth. We know process. We know how long it took them. We know plans and initiatives that were introduced to balkanize the Biafra nation. And we are playing on that very part that will lead to our end. But let us see how it goes. I want to especially acknowledge indigenous people of Nnamdi Kanu. The only thing they can do is they come on air. Once you are not in their camp of Nkurumili, they come on air and they begin to insult you. The next generation, in time to come, maybe 100 years to come or before then, you will come across these clips because they are being recorded, they are being documented, every one of them. Look at every platform. Anybody you see insulting people, watch them closely. They are Nkurumili disciples, Nnamdi Kanu disciples. Because to them, one of the weapons of fighting for freedom is character assassination, invading of one privacy, blackmailing their own brother. Now they have graduated to eating their brother's meat. Their own level of hypocrisy, their level of criminality, it has gone beyond description, I must tell you. Once they cannot fool you, once they cannot use you, they give you name saboteur. And so I would have been blocking them. But how will you know how hopeless most of them are? But we know their problem. We will cure them. They are waking up. And those of you who are joining the program for the first time, don't mind what they are doing. Enjoy their insult. Get used to their nonchalant behavior. For very soon you will see the truth. There is no strategy they have not deployed. Medically, diabolically, spiritually, and otherwise. But we come with the word of God. It can pierce through into medical. It pierces through into diabolical. It pierces through into spiritual. The Bible says it can separate the bone from the flesh, from the sinew, from the liver, from the kidney. In fact, it is the designers of thought. Men fear that which they know nothing about. We already know who they are. And so, enjoy them, but don't let them distract you. Some of them are here already, and they will be here till the end of this program, and they will tell you, I don't even know why I'm wasting my data. Why am I even here? Let us be going, Joe. Let us be going, Joe. But it won't go. And gradually you miss the right information that has the capacity to set you free from what is happening in Nigeria. So indigenous people of Nnamdi Kanu, the media warriors, very media warriors, you are highly appreciated. You are welcome. Do your job. I hope they have given you recharge card for December. Do your job. Insult your father. Insult your mother. Now you are eating them. Very unfortunate situation. As grown-up man as you are, as grown-up woman as you are, as learned as you are, with all your frustration and troubles in life, you think you're coming to attack people on social media? We change your position. My brother, your suffering is speaking on crown already, even without your knowledge. Nobody takes a kingdom by words, but by action. I must move on to acknowledge the Creator, Chukwukikabiama, the one who has set our feet upon this path that we must follow. For he is our hope and stay, the very lifting up of our head. Without him, we are gone as a people. And as always, acknowledge him. Anyị na-aja gị mmanwụ maka n'eziokwu ịmara mma ịhụnanya na gị obiọma gị o juru anya dadio iwe gị mgbanwe ọ dị onye dịka gị ịbụ Alpha na Omega dadi anyị niile na-asị na Nedemao. You see of course, this evening, without wasting much of our time, we go to our topic, which is simply titled, "What should Nigerian government do to alleviate poverty?" There are many trending news from the Nigerian media platform this morning. I like listening to their news headline because we can easily discern where they are going to. We can easily discern their next line of action. In fact, Nigerian and people who operate under deceit are predictable. Lie has no other way to pass except through the way of deceit, through the way of their way is just one way. Evil. So they are very predictable and very pathetic. And this morning, among all the news headline, they talked about money missing in the National Assembly. The people who are supposed to make law, money is missing under their coffer. Is God not wonderful? They talk about so many things going on in Nigeria. But then, one of the presenters made a program. And Nigerians were asking for one of the daily papers. What should Nigerians do to alleviate? What should Nigerian government do to alleviate poverty? And I was a bit kind of I'm not always comfortable with such idea. And somebody is sick, and then you're asking, what should I do to be healed? You go to a physician. You go to a doctor. Nigeria is like saying Nigeria is sick. People, please advise us. What do we do? Okay, go to native doctor. Or then go to spiritual churches. They ask questions to which they already know the answer. And so our topic this evening is derived from that very news headline coming from the Nigerian stable. What should Nigerians do to alleviate poverty? This is a laughable news headline coming from the Nigerian news media platform. But for the sake of enlightening our people regarding this issue, I could give 1,000,001 point, even without a single thought, because it is obvious that corruption is a weapon of subjugation managed by most African leaders to impoverish their people. The question, a historical question, everybody is expected to respond to their answer, but it is laughable. First of all, it is obvious that one of the greatest weapons used to undermine Africans, not just Nigeria or Biafra or Duduwa nation or Arewa nation, they impoverish you that you can even betray yourself. It's a weapon. We suffered first-hand starvation 1967 to 1970, and people cannot just understand. And of course, at this stage, we are suffering from indirect pattern of the same starvation. They impoverish you. They make sure that you are hungry. They make sure that they cut your wings. They reduce you to nothing. We are in Buhari regime. Buhari has special assignment, and this will be coming as a directive from the handlers of Nigeria. Exactly what he did in 1983. We have his track record. It was called austerity measure. And then you are now on economic meltdown. It is still the same thing. They are cutting you down to your sizes. They are cutting you down completely until they can control you. They looked at you, they say you have gathered money. We need to deal with these people. We need to subdue them. And they deliberately begin to do what they are doing. And in the midst of all this craftiness, they are also initiating other processes that will further emasculate us completely. And our people are not even paying attention. Suggestion on how Nigerian can alleviate herself and the citizen out of poverty has been given from a session. If we want to talk, how do we do this? How do we liberate Nigeria? How do we alleviate Nigerian poverty? These are answers that we already know the answer. These are questions we already know the answer. But for the benefit of doubt, let us make a little review. And maybe Nigerians will begin to understand why this union must be cut off. If Nigerians truly want development as suggested, there is need for a true devolution of power. A true devolution of power will stop poverty. When power is devolved, separated, it will stop poverty. We talk about natural resources and the rest of them which we shall look into. We already have it. But in the midst of plenty, in the midst of abundant natural resources, we're still living in poverty. We do not have electricity. We do not have medical health facilities. We do not have good education. We practically don't have good roads. We don't have drinking water. Thank God for the technology of drilling of borehole. Without it, by now, we'll still be going to the stream to fetch water to drink. We'll still be constructing wells to gather water from rainfall. And most people in River State today would not have had water to drink because everywhere is black soot. Everybody has turned to chain smoker. And so, in the midst of these natural resources, we still live in poverty. And so, for us to be able to bring this poverty, alleviate Nigeria to poverty, for those of you who are in Nigeria, you must begin to call for devolution of power. What does it mean? Every stakeholder must be empowered. It is said that absolute power corrupts absolutely. We have seen it now and then, playing itself out before our very eye. Nigeria, as we all know, is a military state. It doesn't matter who the president are. Buhari was with Kake. He ruled Nigeria as a president. And then the amended constitution in 1999. All of them pulled their Kake and they wear agbada. And now the same Buhari is ruling us here as the same president. Do you forget that once a soldier, once a general, once a soldier, always a soldier? When you see Obasanjo threatening you and talking to you anyhow, alongside with other generals who have ruled Nigeria with the military decree, and then one of them, Abdulsalami Abubakar, copied and pasted the constitution that is alien to our people and stampede it there on the National Assembly, place it the burden upon everyone, and all of them went back and we agbada. And then those of you who did not keep track record of invent, you say, oh, it's a democracy. He said, these are military men. When the military are empowered, the constitution is suspended. The Senate of Nigeria, as we speak today, the 21st December 2021, do not have the power to question any decision coming from the executive. Neither does the judiciary have. Because whether you like it or not, their power has been assumed by the office of the executive because he's a military man. He refused to sign the electoral amendment bill for reason best known to him. But nobody can do anything. The Igbo elders who went to beg him to perfect justice for Nnamdi Kanu, they did that because they know the judiciary is weak, the legislature is weak. He assumed absolute power, and this has corrupted Nigeria absolutely. And so to alleviate poverty, power must be distributed. We have what is delegated of authority. Power must be given to every sector. A state should be able to have resources and manage resources. Ministry of Education should be able to manage our own affairs. Those in NNPC should redeem accountability. And if there are every stakeholder doing what they're supposed to do, there will be no poverty in Nigeria. A transparent government. If Nigeria indeed want to go out of poverty, they know what to do. People cried for resource control. Why would the issue of resource control come up? Because they're robbing Peter to pay Paul. Let every competent nation or state that make up Nigeria, let them control their resources. A cross-section of Nigeria are being practically impoverished in the midst of abundant God-given wealth. And most of us who are directly involved in this oppression, we cease not to get it. If I have to digress a little bit, let us go and see the natural resources, some of the natural resources we have in Nigeria. And it will shock you. Some people came out and say, let us end poverty in Nigeria by resource control. Some of you will sit back and think that because they have oil, Sokoto don't have oil, that is why they are agitating for resource control. But I thought before now, the North used to build pyramids of granite. Where are those farmers? Where did they go to? We used to export granite. What are we exporting now? We export crude oil and gas, and then we import petrol, diesel, maybe aviation fuel, and kerosene. We used to have palm oil in the east, exporting it across the globe in large quantity. Where are they today? What happened to those manufacturing those oil? And then one criminal will sit behind the corridor of power and tell you, how do we remove ourselves from poverty? And then we are jumping up and down. So people will say, let us collect more tax, let us review taxation, let us check Okada people. Is it Okada man that you are going to collect money from to build a future nation we yearn for? Like I said, let's check a little bit. We have so much resources, natural resources that can be found in Nigeria. Let us go by state. In Abia State, we have gold, we have lead. But most of you don't know there is part of Abia that they have gold, they have lead, they have zinc, they have limestone, they have oil and gas and salt. Just Abia State here. Look at Abia. Look at Asa. Go and check how many oil well that is in Asa. Go and check how many oil companies that are sucking the people dry. Is that not enough to give those people, alleviate everybody from that community out of poverty? This is Abia State too. And then we go to Abuja. They have calcinite, they have clay, they have dolomite, they have gold, they have lead, they have zinc, they have marble, and perlite. That is for Abuja. These are resources. The Gwari people, if they are managing their resources, they will not be poor. Nobody will be talking about alleviating anybody from any poverty, except this poverty was created. And these are some of the reasons we do what we do. We must put an end to it. Because of time, we go to Adamawa. Adamawa State have bentonite, they have gypsum, they have koalin and magnesite. We go to Akwa Ibom. Akwa Ibom have Ibom clay, they have lead, they have zinc, they have lignite, they have lemon stone, they have oil and gas, they have salt and uranium. You go to Anambra State, they have clay, they have glass sand, they have gypsum, they have iron ore, they have lead, they have zinc, they have lignite, they have limestone, they have phosphate, they have salt. You go to Bauchi State, they have gold, they have castrite, they have tin ore, they have columbite, they have gypsum, they have wolfram, they have coal, they have limestone, they have lignite, they have iron ore, and they have clay. You go to Bayelsa, they have clay, they have gypsum, they have lead, they have zinc, they have lignite, they have limestone, they have magnesium, they have oil and gas, they have urine. You go to Benue State, they have barite, they have clay, they have coal, they have gypsum, they have gypsum, they have iron ore, they have lead, they have limestone, they have marble, and then salt. You go to Borno, they have bentonite, they have clay, they have diatomite, they have gypsum, they have hydrocarbon, they have choline, they have limestone. You go to Delta, they have clay, they have glass sand, they have gypsum, they have oil, they have choline, they have legit, they have marble, they have oil and gas. You go to Ebonyi, they have gold, they have lead, they have zinc, they have salt. You go to Edo State, they have bitumen, they have clay, they have dolomite, they have phosphate, they have glass sand, they have gold, they have gypsum, they have oil, iron ore, they have lignite. You go to, they have lemon stone, they have marble, they have oil and gas. You go to Ekiti State, they have fire spare, they have granite, they have choline, they have phenite, they have titanium. You go to Enugu State, they have coal, they have lead, they have zinc, they have limestone. You go to Gombe State, they have gemstone and gypsum. You go to Imo State, they have gypsum, they have lead, they have zinc, they have lignite, they have stones, they have mercasite, they have oil and gas, phosphate and salt. You go to Cross River State, they have barite, they have lead, they have zinc, they have lead, they have lemon stone, they have magnesium, they have oil and gas, they have salt, they have uranium, they have so much. We look at Jigawa State, they have Butiles. We look at Kaduna State, they have Aqua Marine, they have Abso Clay, Fluorspar, gemstone, gold, graphite, kaolin. In fact, I may not be able to exhaust this list, but from every state in Nigeria, they have so many natural resources which is able to uphold every community, having not just export quantity but developing their land to any country in the world. But the injustice and poverty was brought upon the people that most of these countries, states in Nigeria for instance, are the one harnessing their natural resources. You go to Zamfara, they are harnessing the good, they through the back door bring in foreign companies to to extract, to mine gold, diamonds, among others. And then they share the money within themselves. You go to the west, the same thing is happening. But you come to Biafra land, that is the national cake. People who saw this evil said, no, let there be resource control. Most Biafrans don't know how gold look like. Forget about the chain you wear, that is not the gold. And most people who don't know how oil look like, they are the one eating oil money. On this other hand, we don't see gold, we don't see zinc, we don't see uranium, we don't see we don't even know any of these natural resources, and we don't see the money. If Nigeria truly want to elevate as citizens from poverty, there is need for resource control. Most people and even most Biafrans thought that the issue of resource control was because some people have oil, and because of the oil, Niger Delta is calling for resource control. Far be it, because we know the truth. Speaking specifically about Nigeria, every state is endowed with natural resources. I'm not talking about human capacity now. And so when Nigeria wakes up in the morning and say, how do we elevate Nigeria from poverty? This is a deliberate act of wickedness. Intellectual, dishonest individual making mockery of a whole nation. And some people are still very proud. Let us clinch to one Nigeria. We are one Nigeria. We don't have any other country. We cannot remain in one Nigeria. Understand, this is not the work of hatred. Hatred of a fellow man or woman. This thing is emanating as a result of deliberately not being ready to keep up, to hold on to the evil and atrocity of men. We are not better than anybody because we have even done more evil to ourselves than every other. But we need a fair playing ground so that we will have the privilege to address our stupidity individually. Not until that is done. This is the beginning of poverty. Not just for Nigeria, for Africa. Let Biafra go. How do we elevate Nigeria from what did they call it? From elevate them from poverty. Can you tell me any state in Nigeria that is not endowed with gold, silver, bronze, iron, copper, zinc? Can you tell me? We're talking about poverty. What do we do with them? There is a particular metal known as alloy aluminium. It is found in some area in Ubiaja, Kogi and Delta to be precise. Alloy aluminium. It is exported to America. It is one of the strongest steel. When it is melted, cooled down into any ship, it's almost impossible to destroy. You can find them in few locations in the world. It's here in Nigeria. You think the Alaja steel is there because they don't want to put steel there? There is unusual metal found on that ground. How many million would you have made there? When we talk about glass sand, in so many areas of Delta State and of course Anambra among others, you still have it in River State and Abia State. There are some river, you go there and pack their sand. Pack their sand and put inside a cooking pot. Begin to cook this sand. It turns to liquid. It turns to water. This water is what they use to make glass. And somebody is telling me we are in poverty. We're talking about bitumen. In my community there in Delta State, in my own family land, bitumen is coming from the ground. We know the politics they are playing there to keep the family people, the community from having access to this bitumen. And somebody will come and say, how do we get out of this poverty? It is because most of you do not know the value of Nigeria. You don't know why everybody want to die in Nigeria. And those who are holding it down, as far as you remain poor, as far as you remain uneducated, as far as you are not exposed You have to die that way. They keep stealing and robbing all of us. And then those of you who are walking on the path of darkness, ask yourself, how many lifetimes do we have? And all this work you are masking to yourself, how many of them are you going to carry away? Nature have a way of paying all of us back. But then if we live our life so others on the expense, if we live our life so other people can have a better life, generation after generation we will keep on living. There are people we can never meet again, not in this earth. But everything they have done continue to speak to us even when they are gone. From wherever they are, they speak to us both in light and in darkness. And now you see, though they are dead, yet they still speak to us. How do we alleviate ourselves from poverty? I'm answering Nigerian, for instance. Constitutional amendment will alleviate Nigeria from poverty. Amend the Nigerian constitution, because it's a chain and command. You chain all of us and you command us. Any economic structure built under the current constitution, it will keep us down. Any government parasitator functioning under this constitution, it will not go anywhere. So you want to alleviate poverty, go and review Nigerian constitution, because there is urgent need for amendment. Men and women, group and organization, they have been shouting all this while making this request. And hypocrites will sit down on the corridor of power and pretend as if they don't know the problem of Nigeria. How can you run one country with Sharia law and a secular judicial system, and you are asking how do we alleviate poverty from Nigeria, when you people already know that the Fulani man, the Hausa man, can build a mansion without buying a single upholstery furniture and stays in the mat? The mat may be more expensive than the furniture I have in my sitting room. Don't make any mistake about that. But they are content with just having a mat, even though it's 300 billion. But where I come from, we want to have television, we want to have executive chair, as they call it, we want to have fridge, we want to have washing machine, we want to have pounder, we want to have blender, we want to have everything that makes life easy. I'm not saying it makes us better than them. They want to climb donkey. In a time like this, if you don't take time, they will bring a horse and donkey and be traveling to Maiduguri and Sokoto. And then I want to buy a private jet, and you want us to remain in the same place. Are you not the one bringing poverty? And then we are all compared to ride donkey. And some of us, we think they are enjoying. No. If you want to alleviate poverty, the constitution must be amended. If we truly are fighting Nigerians, the vision of the country is very important. We have our values, and they are against each other. Be sincere to yourself. Look at Yoruba man, Oduduwa nation. Look at Arewa nation. Look at Biafra nation. Examine their values. It is so distinctly clear that we cannot coexist. Forget about this forced marriage. Our cow is different from their cow. We have said all these things before. Even the lizard in Agbo does not look like the lizard in Sokoto. Efi Igbo ozikwefu efi Hausa. Efi Hausa obu mpenazo man ọ na-alụ ọgụ. Man efi Igbo, you no get hunchback. God divided everything. In terms of food, we are not the same people. Am I saying we are not all Homo sapien? We are. Alimoke. We need to respect this natural law. We need to respect these natural laws. Each country in Europe is not up to one state in Nigeria, but yet all of them are country. Why can't Italy and Germany and America and France, why can't they become one country and practice a unitary system? Let us see how united the Englishman and the Frenchman will be. Let us see how loving a German man can be to a Spanish man. We remain this way, we become food for others. And most of you who are beneficiary from this evil enclave called Nigeria, you support the motion because you cannot see beyond your very nose. Yes, one Nigeria is what we want. The vision of Nigeria will alleviate poverty from Nigeria. And then who do we blame? We blame ourselves. You see the criminality of Nnamdi Kanu. Even as hopeless as he has become, many people are still fighting to make sure they correct him. That is, if at all he has not gone beyond redemption. How they choose to accept it is left for them. I try not to talk about other states and tribes. I focus on Oduduwa Nation, Arewa Nation, and Biafra Nation. Let us go home and solve our problem. Divide Nigeria and we are out of poverty. It's not as if Biafra will be heaven, but at least we have the privilege of the resource control issue. We have the privilege of constitutional amendment. We have the privilege to initiate the processes of devolution of power, delegated authorities. We will have the privilege to make most things that are wrong to be right. We understand the defense mechanism put in place by Nnamdi Kanu to cover his atrocity. Repentance will save him from the consequence. Only repentance, confession, and of course nemesis will catch up with all of them. You think it's in a Biafran state he will come and do that? That is why we are making all of the criminal yahoo. Peradventure Biafra come today. We are going to destroy many things in order to be able to make a headway. We are under the barrier of a gun already. So Nigeria will not allow us to have our way. So when they ask you, what do we do to alleviate Nigeria from poverty? Tell them restructuring of Nigeria will alleviate Nigeria from poverty. Talking of restructure. What is restructure? You restructure Nigeria, you take out of poverty. Head of Central Bank, Hausa Fulani. Head of Police, Hausa Fulani. Head of Navy, Hausa Fulani. Head of Artillery, Hausa Fulani. Head of Ministry of Education, Hausa Fulani. Head of Legislature, Hausa Fulani. Everywhere, Hausa Fulani. Aviation, Hausa Fulani. Nepotism of the highest order. It doesn't matter whether they are qualified or not. But they have the beneficiaries of one Nigeria from around the globe aiding and abetting these criminals. And the same people are asking, what do we do to alleviate Nigeria from poverty? And then we talk about regional autonomy. I understand of the truth. The people of Biafra can be anything you call them. But when it comes to the issue of hospitality, when it comes to issue of loving your neighbor as yourself, when it comes to issue of sincerely extending love from one to another, We don't joke with it. And so when we consider the area of regional autonomy, don't be surprised when Biafra come. Biafrans can even, just for popularity's sake, say I'm tying 1,000 kilometer highway for Hausa Fulani, but his village no road leading, no road to go to his house. That is who we are. And so if the fear of, oh, this community don't have resources, you lie. Every state in Nigeria has natural resources. Of course, we understand it will not be divided by state as in the Nigerian setting. No. All those balkanization and Obasanjo structural adjustment program must be reviewed and be amended. These are primary issues that must be addressed before any other formula can actually fit in properly. In the absence of this, we are just being state managed to make it look like the government of the day are doing what they can do to salvage the nation. Don't let them deceive you. We are just being state managed. And of course I can see young vibrant youth calling in and making fallacious, hopeless suggestion. Let us do like this, let us do like that, let us. There is nothing you are going to do to alleviate Nigerian from poverty, because poverty is one of the most effective weapons of subjugation, of emasculation, of intimidation, of reducing you to nothing until your very God-given free will is taken from you as it is already. There are numerous reasons why we are agitating for all this. Some believe in the ideology of constitutional amendment. If it's transparently done, we will go home. Some talks about regional autonomy. Some talks about resource control. Some even talk about the Bill of Rights. If all these things are properly, transparently, holistically reviewed, Nigerians cannot suffer. If Dubai, without a single dime in their account, not even oil money, could build a world-class city that becomes the envy of the world till today, we can't do that. But there are people who deliberately are sitting on initiative that we cannot go forward. Understand, it's not about dividing Nigeria, ending Nigeria, killing Nigeria, bringing it. No, this is about creating a world. Suffer the sweet now. And if we must suffer, why we never suffer now? Make our children and their children no suffer. And listen to a man broadcast this afternoon. He said about 600 years ago, our fathers sold us here in Africa. And today, even long after they are gone, we are still here. And we are still selling our people. We want to sell the next generation. My brother, it is achievable. Germany have problem, but because indigenously they've been able to incorporate everybody into the ideology of Germans. It doesn't affect everyone. Brazil, Spain, Italy, they all have problem. But because they have a system which encompasses total incorporation of every component member, it doesn't affect them like it affects Africa. And then when you come to Africa, they carry the whole world and call it one country. Nigeria will come out and lie to the Google and the world 250 ethnic nationality. These are lie. When you have over 1,000 to 20,000 ethnic nationality, people whose way of life and idea are different. Their value system is practically different. They combine oil and water. Did Awolo will not tell you? And then they want us to miss. We can pretend for all we like, but this evil will spread around. It will go deeper and deeper. And those who think they have power today, it will shut down. We know the plan we have for Nigeria before now. We know how it's going to end even at the end of the day. If not that somebody, some group of criminal, gangster called US, some criminal element in collaboration with Nnamdi Kanu, they want to sell us. And I said, hey, it's a holy. Look at the level of damage done to the Biafra restoration project. You think we don't know what is going on? You think we don't know what to do? We think we are keeping quiet? This is the time for everybody to come out and exhibit their stupidity. If indeed the people of Biafra want to progress, understand, the Fulani will not enjoy Nigeria. The Yoruba will not enjoy Nigeria. Only on our expense. From humiliating us, they will enjoy Nigeria. And most of our people who will sell us will not even enjoy Nigeria. Because after you have labored and for a very long time, they will pick up everything that you have. And they will take it for themselves. And then the law of karma, nature itself will rob them of it. But is that what we really want? The people of Biafra, we have to put an end to this suffering. I just given some political solution according to the Nigerian state. If they truly, earnestly desire to alleviate poverty from Nigeria, those are the things they should begin to do. I will stop there at this moment, and I call on the people of Biafra, Biafrans in Edo State, Biafrans in Delta State, Biafrans in Kogi State, Biafrans in Cross River, Bayelsa, Ebonyi, Enugu, Abia, Imo, Anambra, River State, all of you Biafrans, this is the time. Indigenous population, this is the time we begin to create a platform for proper negotiation, for proper consultation. We must have our life back. When will they sell the gold in Zamfara and come and use it to tie road in Bayelsa? Huh? Poverty will not end. If they allow you to be rich, you grow wings. You can challenge them. So they cut your wings short. At this moment, our lines are open. And of course, you are encouraged to call in if you are led to, or if you can access our lines. Our direct line is 081-221-52971. 081-221-52971. Our direct number once again is 081-221-52971. And then our WhatsApp number is 070-815-45642. 070-815-45661. For the last time, the WhatsApp line is 070-815-45642. You're free to call in and make your contribution. And of course, if you cannot access the studio line, you are free to call in on any of our social media, my personal social media platform. Of course, it can be my WhatsApp, my Skype, my Facebook, or any other platform you can access me. And of course, that is if you have it. Do not forget we have our FM relay station in some area in River State, some area in Delta State, and in Anambra. In fact, it is the one that is in Anambra, Ogbaru, Nkpo 33, that shared its radioactive frequency up to Delta, from the head bridge down to Owawosa to Zeni Junction and its environ. And then you have the one that is in River State between Obiakpo and Ikuri local government, some part of Igilita, some part of Eneka, some part of Rupoko, down to Rumo Dumanya, Rumokuru, Ubiwale, down to Wimpy and its environ. Try and tune in to 100.5 FM. You'll be able to receive it. We are on satellite, we are on app, we are on Simple Radio. You are encouraged to join me. I'll be back in a minute.
To be a kwetego si BIAFRA bukayo BIAFRA na ma original onyobo na malugo but to be a kwetego si BIAFRA na we own.
Yes, the people of Biafra must continue to push. It is clearly seen in their manifesto. We will never allow them to be in control of their destiny. It is is not about few individual. It is not about single individual living a life of comfort that matters. How can the future of our people be guaranteed? America, Europe, Asia, and so many countries across the globe. On daily basis, their concern is the well-being of their people. Is it not Malaysia some years ago were genetically improving on mosquito lifestyle, creating a type of mosquito that they release to fight the mosquito that are malaria parasite carrier? It is the love of the people that drives such government to do what they are doing. The country will sit down and watch the level of poverty going on in their land, and then they begin to think about solution. How do we alleviate poverty? They check from within the resources they have, and they alleviate poverty. And when Nigeria asks such question, it is as simple as to keep your brain dormant. With all the oil and gas being exported, about 89% of Nigerian annual revenue income is through exportation. They export everything to make money, and yet they borrow trillions upon billions of naira from around the world on daily basis. The question should be, what are they doing with the money? With that money, for instance, why can't they begin to plan how to alleviate poverty from Nigeria? They will not do that because they understand that the more they impoverish you, the more you are poor, the more you are uneducated, the more that you don't have a say, the more they can control you and take your very life away from you. Our people must understand the issue of Biafra agitation and every other ideology to enhance on the well-being of the people. We must continue to push. We must continue to push. And of course, in the absence of any call, I will be winding up on this program any moment from now. But let it be on record that the people of Biafra must understand the need why everybody, every genuine Biafra, it doesn't matter where you live around the world, there is need for us to come together. There is need for us to come together and review our position in the Nigerian state. This is not a time to begin to look for how to massage our ego. This is not the time for us to pretend that all is well. This is not the time for us to think that somewhere along the line God of miracle is going to do that. No. This is the time for us to understand that some things are not right and something needs to be done drastically. We keep encouraging you, join the Biafra Nation Alliance family. We need our people to gather there. This message must go around Biafra land. Our people must know the truth and let this truth set them free. We need to build our relay station across Biafra land, and men and women like you can make it possible. Call on WhatsApp, can you hear me? Call on WhatsApp. Good evening from from here. Go ahead, please, Agowine. Good evening. Go ahead, please. The world is listening. But I can hear you. Go ahead, please. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Go ahead, please.
Hello.
Go ahead, please.
Just hearing you now. Good evening, sir, from here. And a great topic tonight. What can we do to get Nigeria alleviated from poverty? You have already analyzed it all, but just like as you said, you know, some people that are very, I don't know how I will put it, that are very low thinking and they don't even have the foresight to understand what you are talking about. I can see some people writing rubbish that this man is working for Nigeria. He has deviated from talking the matter of Biafra. Is now talking about Nigeria, the blah blah blah. That simply shows that these people can never bend their neck and listen to the teachings. Have they forgotten that they are still inside Nigeria? That you are looking for your nation, you have not restored it. You are still a nation inside a nation. And you will not say that because you are looking for your own nation, you will not talk or discuss any vital issues that will even make the things we are looking for to come quicker than expected. Like as you said, if actually they will embrace your teaching this night, I think it will go a long way to make things work. Dualism in a situation whereby we have nations under a nation, Nigeria being a nation, then they have they say the amalgamation of 1914. They call it, which means that they know there are nations before they brought them together and tied them together. They were not just homogeneous like that and came up. There are heterogeneous nations that they are on their own. Somebody came and brought them together and used rope to tie them together. And they gave 100 years of experiment. The experiment, they used it to do experimentation. And they said after 100 years,
Of course, that is a network issue. Okay, you are back. That is a network issue. We begin to work towards it and then let's see if I can get her back. Yes, can you hear me now?
hello?
Yes, you are back. Go ahead, please.
That's another one. I'm not even hearing.
Go ahead, please. Go ahead. Go ahead, please.
That is the problem of the Nigeria we are talking about, epileptic network all the time. Like as I was saying, if it is that true federalism they want to do, like people are clamoring for power devolution or regional autonomy or abolishment of the fraud 1999 constitution. There are many things to put on the table, different ideologies, different methods, and everything is going down to one particular thing, or totally untying that amalgamation of 1914. Let every region be on then every region will be on their own, governing themselves in the way they want it and developing themselves within their own pace. Then if there is any contribution or any tribute that will be dropped in the federal talks, they will be doing that. It's not only them being at the top, they without knowing what masses are going through, they will say that they are ruling the country. All these things, the country is blessed. Every part of the region have whatever God used him to bless them with. So it's just poor management, bad management, poor myopic type of leadership, and the greed is another thing that, and corruption is another thing that is killing them. If peradventure they will accept the preachings of tonight, if you people are doing away with that constitution, because that constitution has made many people slaves into the country that all of us put hand together, or all of us were made to be, because all of us we did not put hand together. We didn't know when the amalgamation was done. So if that constitution that is fraudulent will be made away with, then every ethnic groups, all those stakeholders and those that matters will now come on a round table. Then we discuss on how they are going to lead themselves. Then we bring out the kind of constitution that will project the true democracy that we are talking about. Democracy simply means the government of the people, by the people, and for the people. They are the ones that will decide what they want to do, and what they want, and what they don't want to do. And government, which is the three arms of the government, which is the judiciary, the executive, and the legislature. Their works now will be defined. There will be check and balances among them. Everybody will be working based on the power entrusted onto his or her own care. Then if it is to separate the nations, let everybody go back to their normal regions or nations, then all of us will still be good neighbors, good country, good neighbors. We will still be transacting together without bloodshed. Just like as you said, in a situation whereby one man came up and thought that he is going to thwart the whole country upside down, ranting on saying that thank you, sir. Now, today we go nowhere. This message must be preached. Like as I was saying, government of Nigeria needs to look inwards and look for good advisors or counselors to counsel them and tell them the right thing to do. They're supposed to make judicious use of this night preaching. It's not always everything that bullet and gun solves. There are certain issues or problems that bullets and gun cannot solve. Let them call a round table talk. If consultation and discussion will solve this matter, then the sense will be healthy. Every other part of the country will be healthy. All of us will sit together and discuss this. If a country that is always fighting within themselves, you will never progress, no matter what you have. Like as I normally say, when two brothers are fighting to death, when they dies, a foreigner will come and inherit their land. Don't you dare think that there are other foreigners or other bigger countries that so much what is going on in their country today. I'm waiting for them to make sure that by the time they get all of themselves eliminated, they will come over and take their nation. For those that didn't understand the in-depth and the mystery behind your teaching tonight, they thought that maybe you're preaching for one Nigeria. No, it's not one Nigeria we are talking about. For them to put that one, that CFET before their name, means that they know that they are not one. Because there is no any other country that put one before their name. You put it before your name shows that you are not one. Why putting it? That amalgamation supposed to be revisited and reevaluated. If it's something that will be maintained, then the entire regions will decide within themselves how will it be maintained or how is it going to be. Like as you said, this is a secular nation or country. Why then should their own side be practicing Sharia law? Then we will not allow other people to practice their own religious law. It's supposed not to be so. That's why that regional autonomy or true federalism is supposed to be practiced. Every region will be on their own and practice whatever thing they believe that they want to practice. Then there must be small thing that will hold them together on the top of discussions. If that one will not work, then the stakeholders there will decide and know which one will be good and better for all the regions. Then we go and start doing it. Before you know it, the country will blossom. God has already given to them what will make them to grow. It's them themselves that are destroying it. And look at how our own region is now when an armed robber, a fraudster, a scammer just came up from nowhere. Somebody that have nothing to write home about before, that hunger was blowing, and they now saw the agitation as a very lucrative business that he can use to blossom. And he used it because he noticed that our people are so passionate, they so much love that their freedom, and they so much want to get it today or tomorrow. He has read them like a book and worked on their emotion and immediately grabbed it and brainwashed them and destroyed our youth. And today he is a billionaire with the blood money of our youth, to the extent that leading them into cannibalism. Is it how the nation should be restored? If the nation that we are looking for will be restored that way, let that nation not come. Nigeria as an institution, as a nation, they need to do something. They need to do they need to do the right thing now, because all these things are happening, killing everywhere. The country itself, the land is not happy about it. Let them put hands on deck and call every part. Let's do that consultation and do that discussion so that we will get the right thing to do and allow everybody to go. Amalgamation 1914 is no more working. Like as you said, Awolowo said it, that the country, the east, west, and south, they are like water and oil that can never mix, and there's nothing they will ever do for it to mix. Just like you come now, our cow is different from their own cow, our fowl is different from their own fowl. Our even ordinary goat is different from their own goat. Our value, our behavior, our attitude, everything is quite different from theirs. God is here a confused person to make it distinct like that, that every man will be of his or her own, and whatever he knows best how to do, will do it. You can take a horse to water, but you will not force horse to drink. I think we have done it the wrong way for a long time. They have killed us enough, and those that are ranting on A has ratted stupidity enough. It's a high time that those that are reasonable enough should come together and put their hands on deck to discuss this matter, because it must be through discussion that it will be solved. For all of them that have been ranting since writing rubbish on people's platform till today, has it given them Biafra? They can write it in donkey years to come. It's not going to give them anything. And the people that will not be, that is unable even to rule and organize their own group, is it a nation they will organize? Look at what is happening in their midst now. How many fracas do they have now? This one calling the other one saboteur, this one calling the other and finish. So you see, this kind of people we will now stay with, that they are going to give us a nation. God forbid bad thing. All this they are ranting, and this their stupidity should be please overlooked. Let the government and those that matters now that are talking reasonably, let them come together on a table and discuss on how, on a way to move things forward. Either to pull down that constitution and put the right constitution that we through federalism will now be practiced, or let there be power devolution as you said, or let there be resources control to each stations of the nation. They quite well know that there are 3 nations emerged, carried and tied together by force. It's not by agreement. Let those that are living now come together and decide on how they are going to take their destinies on their hand. God himself will not come down from heaven to do for you, human being, what you will do for yourself. That's why he gave you a sense of reasoning. He has given you the kind of sense that if you make judicious use of it, that thing that is your problem, you get it solved. God himself will just lead you on the right path for you to get it solved. So tonight, I really thank you for this teaching. I would love a situation whereby this kind of teaching will continue, because we are tired of bloodlet in this country. Both the Ariwa, the Fulani, the Oduduwa, and we Biafrans. I'm not happy for anybody to be killed, because all of us are created by God. God, the creation of God, will be destroying it as if we will create by ourselves. We have been hearing that hatred has been so deep into our heart. I'm not saying that the Fulanis are too good, because it's part of their own religion. All those radical Islams, the extremists of it, they are the ones that want to kill people so that they will make heaven. I'm not saying that those ones are good, but due to the ranting on it, the hatred has been sold into our heart to the extent that we didn't know the difference between good and bad again. Since this thing started now, Fulani are this, Fulanis are that, Fulanis are that, they are doing this, they are doing that, Bugari ear, Bugari neck, hole on the neck, Bugari died, Jibril come, Jibril died, Muhammad Yusuf come. Today now, why is it that Fulani is no more killing anybody? Is it the Fulani that is roasting their fellow Fulani meat and be eating? What are we witnessing today? That will tell us that we have been deceived enough. And let us not allow anybody to deceive us again, to use our brain and be doing some mathematics in order to gather money and put it for his pocket. And he has gathered that money enough. enough is enough. Let the well-meaning youth and the Biafrans and the other parts of the nation stand up and tell all these people that have been using us to play Kalu Kalu, tell them that enough is enough. Let people stand up and hold their destiny with their hands. What is all this? Our land today is bleeding, is crying. The God of the land is angry. He's angry and he has risen up to start dealing with all those people. The other day I saw people that gather fowl and goats and different kind of my house that they are going to do appeasement or cleansing. I don't know what they are going to cleanse. They really now know that that place is an abominable place, that they have done unimaginable things there, and they think they are going to cleanse it and the land will accept it. The land will never accept it unless you people come up to confess your atrocities and forsake it before God in heaven will answer you people's have said that they are looking for another Attorney General to come and take up the case. So bleaching cream lawyer now has gotten enough. He has built his mansions with from our blood money. He has enriched himself. Somebody that is like I, that was not eating well before, is now very fat with blood stomach from the hard ends of our blood money. He has built mansions and many other things because he never wanted this thing to end, because it's his business. He's using it as his proper business. If I'm allowed to say, I'm not trying to speak on behalf of Ekperima because he has beaten what he will not do. But if I'm to say that is lost to be arrested and investigated, he is the one that led him to that problem he is into now. You claim that you have a client and your client is on the air saying what he's supposed not to say. You call yourself a lawyer, call that person to order. He knows very well what he's doing because he's from there, he's reaching his pocket. He didn't want this case to go the right way, because if he goes the right way, his bank account will close. And see the level he has led our people to total destruction now. And having said that, I'm using this opportunity to still call on our youths. I'm pleading with all of you, please, wherever you are. I know those of you that are in the bush, you still have relatives that are outside. They will hear this our pleading and this our preaching, and they will still be telling you people, come out of bush for Christ's sake. You people are in the bush now, you don't even know who is remote controlling you again. You don't know whether it's the person that created you or devil is manipulating you people now. It will only continue if you want to continue. If you decide within yourself today, we are going to get into a new year, and tell yourself that this will be part of your new year resolution, that you will never continue with evil again. You come out of it and do some restitution, and you will be free. Come out and join with human being in the town and be listening to what is going on, to news, and receiving better fresh air and mingle with the people, not to be in the bush like George in the jungle. Please come out and drop all those guns you are made to go and steal. Forget about the dragon and this and that ojuju that they have incarcerated in to your body. All those things has no power over you as far as the power of God, creator, that is not created. There is nothing on this planet Earth that is not created by him. It's just a matter of you repenting and tell yourself enough is enough and come out of that bush. All those of you people that are supposed to come and be putting mouth to preach on this, to preach this good news gospel, and you are not doing it, you are part of the evil, because compromise is part of the evil. Many of you, we are victim in one way or the other, and many of you orchestrated it either in one way or the other, and all of you are hiding under your bed or your closet. You don't want to come and say anything. You are waiting to know where it will go to, whether it's going to hook or it's going to work. Since you are not coming up to condemn evil, you are not coming up to condemn evil, I'm still waiting for our governors to come up and condemn this cannibalism that is going on in their states. They are the stakeholders of their own states. I know some governors are trying, but some of them are not trying. But all of you voice supposed to be heard on A. And those of you that sponsored ESN before, you see what you have gotten yourself into. You better come out and condemn it. And those of you that Ekperima is their son, you have indicted yourself in one way or the other. You better come back on A and confess and say the truth. Let shame the devil. If you do so, God in heaven will. If we know our sins, we forget about our sins, we confess it and forsake it, and come and seek the face of God. He will come down from heaven and hear our cry, and he will now come down and heal our land. That's the word of God. Scripture says it, and that's exactly what is going to happen. I know we have been speaking on behalf of everybody. That's why we are watchmen. We are saddled with the spiritual powers and other things to intercede and pray and preach, and that's what we have been doing, and we will continue to be doing it till when the will of God will be done in our nation and our Biafra land in particular. We will go low here. We will continue to when our nation will be restored. Diokpa, I greet you tonight. Thank you for having me. Yes, I stand by to hear from others.
Thank you very much, Gumwani. These are people with in-depth knowledge of what is going on. Also here in Biafra Nation Alliance, we know the truth. We certainly know how it's going to end. And we will be here in the end. That having been said, it is simple. Nigerian crying or pretending to look for a way out to alleviate poverty is just a mockery. They just mocking the people and trying to stage manage their brain. If indeed they want to alleviate Nigeria from poverty, there are lineup of activities that they should initiate. There are lineup of activities they must engage. And at the end of the day, you will see all of us will be fine. And that is the gospel truth. Yes, a caller on WhatsApp, can you hear me?
Good evening.
Yes, Mazi Aslem Udowile, you're welcome to the program. Go ahead, please, the word is listening.
Good evening.
Good evening from here, you're welcome to the program.
Good evening, good morning and good afternoon, depending on where you are. My name is Anselm Lebuchildo from Abatete. Abatete is in Anambra province in Biafra land. And I'm serving the indigenous people of Biafra in the capacity of National Administrator, Biafra Nations Alliance, South Africa. I want to use this opportunity to commend your efforts and also appreciate Agumai for her doggedness. She is not lacking behind, and only God, the Creator that was never created, shall be our reward. According to the topic of your program, it is how to alleviate poverty in Nigeria. But we know that the system in Nigeria is the cause of the poverty. So if the poverty should be alleviated, the system should be dismantled. And that is the simple way of explaining it. Let's leave the dead to bury the dead, because our problem is far greater than the problem of Nigeria. We have gone to the extent to see brothers and sisters eating each other, they buy meat of each other and eat. And those who institutionalize those things are now silent. They can't talk anymore. That one is silent, they can't talk anymore. Why is the Jaffa? What the book Congress is quiet, they can't talk anymore. Mbaka, his son, is the father of all crimes. He is quiet now, he can't talk. Our politicians, PDP, they are quiet. Abuja politicians, they can't talk anymore. And all these things that is happening in Holland are being sponsored by PDP politicians, most especially. know why I'm saying what I'm saying. If they say that I'm lying, let them come up and debunk it. Because since this latest discovery in Imo State, everywhere was silent. Some want to play the game of it's not us, it's Fulani. Come on. If it was Fulani, why are you silent all these years that you could not discover that the community where ESN is in charge of, that Fulani has a camp inside there where they're eating human beings, and where they dug hole and they're throwing human beings inside. And at the end of the day, it was you that was arrested in connection with that barbarism. And they want to divert attention, changing the narrative. It's unfortunate where we find ourselves. And like I said before, except if our people understand the magnitude of what is coming their way. This thing that we are saying today is a child's play, because repercussion is very, very dire in any situation in life. They say first to do not the pain, and second to do not the pain. I've said this time without number that those that you have killed their brothers and their sisters will fight back. They will certainly fight back. Everybody will not be Jesus that will be humble unto death. That is not true. Some people will revolt. And if you understand the implication of what has been going on in our land, somebody who is in abroad is just busy commanding you to death. You take an oath and you escape the oath will kill you. Let me tell you something. If you are among those who take oath or see evil and say no evil, may God have mercy on you. Because I'm not talking about nemesis. The evil that men do, live with them. And I stand on the upper hand to say that all those who are directly or indirectly influencing this evil in our land, evil will never depart from their families. May they reap the sufferings they inflicted upon others, and may their punishment be eternal. I don't want to say much because a lot of damage has been done, and talking actually sometimes will not solve the problem. We will have to do what we can. We speak as much as we can, but at the end of the day, it's only God in heaven who sees and understands better than us, has the final say. He knows how to purify the land. And like it used to be, he will use the blood of those who are orchestrating this wickedness to purify the rest. I don't have much to say. I just want to encourage you. Keep up the good work you're doing. It's not easy. But at the end of the day, if Biafra did not come, we need something better than Biafra. Thank you and good night.
Thank you very much, Mazi Aslem Odowele, of course, our South Africa administrator. There is no much emphasis to be laid. Nigeria, until each of those initiatives is introduced into the system. Poverty, which is actually a weapon in the hands of the Nigerian handlers, will continue to prevail. And so it is as simple as doing the right thing. Divide Nigeria. Let every competent nation that makes up Nigeria go and fight for themselves. You see, just like you have each country's bordering nations across Europe, each and every one of them living harmoniously, progressing. The same way it is going to be in the Nigerian, in the Biafran setting, in the case of Nigeria. We understand truly, perfectly, that a fairly and truly transparent, restructured Nigeria is as good as Biafra. But we are also aware that this is one wish, one request Nigeria will never oblige to. But whatever the case may be, the more you delay the restoration of Biafra, the more the people of Nigeria will suffer, and hopefully the next generation will be property of China or Japan. And this is what we don't want. People are working day and night to do that, because in their own mindset, when Nigeria become property of China, Japan, just like it is the property of America, Britain, which is gradually pulling off, then let's see how anybody will come and fight China or Japan. But we cannot forget in a hurry that kingdom rise and kingdom fall. On this note, we draw the curtain for this evening's segment. And I must encourage the people of Biafra, do not be a spectator in this game, in this journey. Do not be part of those who want to be on the winning side, the Nigerian mentality. If you cannot win them, you join them. Be among the rescue team. Be among the rescue team. Be among those who are there to save our people. And in the end, you will be glad you did. Of course, at this moment, I'm joined by Mazu Bidi Obienu. Good evening, sir, from here, and welcome to the program.
Yeah, my Reverend, I thank you so much for picking up my call. I know you're rounding out, but then I was on the streets. I didn't know what is going on today for the topic, but I just want to share some information so that our people at home will understand what is going on right now. For some of them who are still enmeshed in the nonsense called the ESN, they must know that they have been rounded off. We just received an information that China Samoro is working with the Nigerian government. And this is why he is selling everything. He is selling up all of you who say you are ESN. I said it the other day intuitively, but today it's been confirmed that he is working with the Nigerian government. So when you hear him shouting on the radio, he's just pretentious. He's a very big asset to the Nigerian government. He's been giving information on all the areas. Even though this is not supposed to be my announcement, but I sympathize for my brothers and sisters who are languishing in these camps, who are almost dead. And we know that it's just a couple of few camps now and they'll be over. But you can save yourselves right now. He is the one setting you up and everything. But unfortunately, because of his ludicrousness, because of his idiocy, he's also indicting himself. Because there's this voice note, or rather the broadcast he had the other day, wherein he was clear-cut threatening people that he's going to behead them. Okay, so, and this is what we have seen happening. And then he will come and defend. He's going to come and lie and say that he's not, Akiyobi is not part of this thing. But if Chima Samoru can threaten people openly that he's calling out somebody and say for one quite not he's gonna behead them. Okay, and then the other man he said is from Aji or whatever. So people need to know these things, please. If you better come out and run. There's fire on the mountain. I've always told you all that it's not on top of all these years. How come he's not sending messages out from his emissaries, who are his lawyers, his powerful, his brothers? How come he's not sending out messages with his sisters, I would say? How come he's not sending out messages to you guys through his emissaries, whatever, Department of Emissaries? And lately, we have seen this mad woman called Nelly, who is now being interviewed